What's going on, everybody? My name is Dylan. I'm a guitar player here on YouTube, and today I want to give you a tour of my little studio space. Before we go any further, if you could please like, comment, and subscribe, and join me on this journey of checking out gear, some blogs, just anything and everything guitar. Today I want to give you a walkthrough of my setup, as it is going to be changing here in a few months. So I thought that we could go through kind of what I've been working with for the past few months, so that we can come back in a year from now and see how it has evolved. So just wanted to document kind of what I'm working with and the bare bones stuff that I'm doing. And so let's dive right into it. So to start off, I do want to show you the newest acquisition that I got is my new lights and camera stand, phone stand. Up until this point, I have been using just a single ring light that holds my phone barely. And it's tiny. I was using this desk to put it on, and so now I'm glad that we got these two, plus a different phone stand, so I can move the lights around, get different lighting and stuff. So we'll be playing around with that. Makes it a lot brighter in here. So my studio is half my living room, so I'm going to try to just keep it studio side. Start off, we got my pedal board, we got the Quad Cortex. I'll be going through that more in a separate video, and that kind of just is XLR out into my interface, kind of just an extra shelf to throw things on there. I'll go ahead and get into the main setup. We have a 27-inch just base model iMac desktop, a Volt 276 interface, and a pair of Kali LP6 monitors. This is mainly what's going to be changing this whole desk setup here soon, so I thought I would just go ahead and again run through all this. Above that, we got some show posters from shows that I've been to. Got Bleed From Within signed, Sylosis signed, and when I went and saw Slipknot for the first time, it was super cool. And then kind of down below, just straps, just kind of tab books, cubbies full of cables, and just other random studio stuff. So we'll go ahead and get into the guitars, and I'll do some B-roll showing you these guitars more as I explain what each of them are. This one here is the Fender Player 2 Stratocaster in a limited edition British Racing Green. Next we have the Sterling by Music Man Rabea Masad Sabre. Absolutely love guitar. It's my favorite guitar at the moment. After that, we got the Jim Root Squier Telecaster that I have been kind of modding, and more to come on that hopefully this year. And then next we have the Lee Malia Signature Jackson Surfcaster, I believe. And then after that, we have the Mark Holcomb PRS. A lot of signature guitars, but mainly just comes down to I like the specs of them. And I'll have better photos of that while I'm talking about those. And again, I'll be going through each of these, giving them all like a string change, gonna change some things, a bit the wiring on some of them, but that will be in a separate video. Moving on from that, we have kind of what I like to call my nostalgia shelf. This is like a little alien sculpture I did in high school. Got my bass player hanging out with me. Little trippy pyramid thing. It kind of also holds him up because he's a little front heavy. Move that down to my two dream cars, a Nissan Skyline and a Toyota Supra. Grew up on the Fast and Furious movies, and Brian O'Connor was my guy. So hopefully we'll own those cars one day. Huge Game of Thrones fan. We got Jon Snow. and a set of tarot cards. Got a Lego R2-D2, as well as some other Star Wars and R2-D2 minifigs. I would say the 3 movie series I grew up on was Fast and Furious, Star Wars, and Harry Potter. So again, kind of childhood. And even more in my childhood, Beyblades. I hope all the homies and all the bros know about this stuff. If you are in your mid-20s, you probably know exactly what this is. But yeah, that was really my entire childhood right there. And then some Slipknot whiskey bottles, as long as a cool monster can. We have another guitar here. I'm just holding on to this for a friend so that it doesn't get broken at their place. So yeah, that's just kind of hangs out as like a decoration piece. From there we have my first Slipknot poster. And from there, one of the coolest setups that I think exists, which is my record wall and my little record player setup. Wish it was a little more nice instead of just a cheap record player, but it is what it is. And what I love about this, I don't claim to have came up with this. I found this on TikTok, but I tell everybody I can about this. How I hang my records is I put them on thumbtacks and then use these little T-handles, and you can take them off and, you know, still use it, still play it if you want to, instead of them just kind of being stuck up there. And you can change them. And yeah, that's kind of what we got right now. That one's signed by Lee from Bring Me the Horizon. That kind of leads me into this here, which is just kind of a poster of little things that I kind of put together from when I got Ola England's Chug Project kind of bundle pack. Came with this, signed by him and Luis, and then him. A little thank you note from when I went and saw Lee Malia in Dallas when he released his new signature guitar. That was super sick. I'll put a picture of us, you know, up here. And then from the Tab Books Sheet Happens, they had this little cool little thing. So I just kind of threw them all together in like a picture frame. And yeah, moving on from there, we got Game of Thrones poster. Again, huge Game of Thrones fan. Best TV show in the world. From there, what I have like is what I like to call the memory wall. Before I became a musician, I used to ride and race dirt bikes. So those are just kind of some posters and my old number plate. And then this from first show, Fetch Fest, as well as some, you know, badges from when I worked at Guitar Center, festival passes, Slipknot, VIP badge, strings from kind of like my, you know, accomplishments. Here we have first studio session, the strings I recorded some of the songs on the band that I'm no longer in. But yeah, just kind of strings from some good memories. My workbench, where I do all my string changes, you know, anything that I need to work on the guitars. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up my studio. We got some lights around the top. Yeah, just kind of this little back half of my living room at the moment. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment, so I'm working with what I got. And I just wanted to go through and show you my setup before it changes this year, and we'll come back again and do a studio tour in 2027 and see how it's evolved. So again, thank you for checking out my little, you know, home studio, if that's what you would like to call it. If you guys could please like, comment, and subscribe, and again, join me on this journey and watch this place evolve, watch the guitar collection grow, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next one.